I don't need this document for anything more, so if you just finish the previous section here, feel free to close this document. So one of the ways to do that, I can go to File and Close. It asks me, do I want to save it? And I will say, no, thank you. So let's go open another file here to play with for our next subject. So we can go to File and Open, or you can use Control-O. Going through File and Open. I get to this window, I'm going to go Browse, and I'm going to go take advantage of the fact that I made a little shortcut over here. So I'm going to go over here and click on my Word sample files, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I'm looking for one named Finding Text. Finding Text for Mod 2. So I'm going to double click on that one. Here it comes, Finding Text. And you'll notice up here at the top, it says this is open in protected view. Unless you need to edit it, if you're just going to read it, then just read it. If you need to edit it, then you'll have to click on Enable Editing. You may have seen this happen earlier in your experience here. So I'm going to click on that, and here I am now in the document named Finding Text. So pause the video, go open that document, Finding Text, please. So I would like to use the Find command up here. I'm going to go click on that. By the way, as I'm hovering over it might be tough to read, but it says a keyboard shortcut is Control-F. So either Control-F or click on the word Find opens up the left side navigation pane. Last time I was here was in another module where I was looking for the words Chapter 3 in a document. Notice in this document it doesn't find any Chapter 3. But maybe I would like to look up the word Gallery, find where the word Gallery appears. So I'm going to type that in right here, G-A-L-L. As I'm typing, it starts looking. The more I type, the more specific it gets about what it's looking for. And it automatically highlights all the occurrences, and if there's a bunch of them, then it shows me little shortcuts to them over here. So I'm scrolling up and down, hovering over this one. It says that one's on page 1. Scrolling way the heck down here, hovering over that one. It says that one's on page 4. Apparently the word gallery is in here just a whole bunch of times. Now, maybe I want to replace that word just once with some other word. Well, we've seen we could do that through the thesaurus, for example. Or maybe I want to replace all occurrences of that word with something else. A classic use for this would be, we've got a bunch of documents for a company where the company name is mentioned in the document. And then the company gets sold, and now the company has a new name, and I need to go back and rework a bunch of my documents to go find the old name and replace it all with the new name. So we do have a couple of different ways to replace things. I'm going to go up here and click on the little pull-down arrow next to the word Gallery, and I've got some choices in here about, for example, do I want to find graphics in my documents? Do I want to find footnotes in my documents? Well, not what I want to do right now. What I want to do is replace the word gallery with something else. So I'm going to click on Replace, and now it opens up the Find and Replace window. By the way, I could have done that by clicking on Replace up here to start with. So now it says Gallery, and then down here I'm going to tell it what word to replace it with, and then I can either replace it once and then find the next one and decide about replacing that, or I can replace all of them. Also, as I look down here under the More, I've got some other choices down here. About do I worry about uppercase, lowercase? Do I want it to only find places where a gallery is the whole word, or do I want it to find other words that are like it, like galleries? That would be all word forms. If I don't look for whole words only, then it will find words inside each other. This makes me think of a old joke that Stephen Colbert was telling on his show one night. He was reading an article that said a famous political figure had been butt-buttonated. And he said this was an example of find and replace gone wild. The person, it said, had been butt-buttonated. And so I'm thinking, so what would that be about a spell checker? Maybe he was assassinated. And they'd run a spell checker looking for one of those words and putting in the other one, and suddenly he was butt-buttonated. And Stephen's answer to that was that probably happened with a butt-alt rifle. Anyway, moving on. So I can get real specific about how I want it to find certain words, and do I care about the uppercase, lowercase, and that kind of stuff. And maybe I want to replace the word gallery with showplace. Now, that's not really appropriate for the word gallery here because they're talking about these kind of galleries up there, the styles galleries and so forth. That's the official name of those. But I'm going to say, in my case, yeah, I want to replace the word gallery with the word showplace. So I'm going to click on replace. And somewhere in the background here, it replaced the word gallery with showplace, and now it has found the next one. Then I'm going to say, okay, replace that one. And now that one says showplace, and now it's finding the next one. And if I just don't like that word at all, or it's that one case where the new company has bought out the old company and I need to replace them all, then I've got a button for that, replace all. And it said it found 71 replacements. The word gallery is obviously mentioned a lot in this document. I'm going to choose OK. And then I would like you to try that thing you have just seen me do. I'm going to close this window. So again, the way I started that was I went to the find command. That opened up the navigation place over here, navigation pane. I said, look for the word gallery. It's having some trouble finding the word gallery. I can see galleries down here, so I might need to go in there and say, hey, find all versions of the word, but right now all of the words gallery have been replaced with that other word. But that's how we got started at it. Once it found places with the word gallery, we clicked on this little pull-down arrow, said I want to replace. We told it to replace gallery with showplace. You can click on replace. It'll do them one at a time. You might need to grab the title bar to move it out of the way, and then maybe try replace all, and it'll tell you how many it found. So your turn to use the find and replace feature of Microsoft Word, please.